Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to be ranking the best Fortnite YouTubers in the world. And before you say anything, let me make it clear right away, these are going to be competitive rankings. What that means is when I say best, I'm talking about how well these guys have placed in tournaments and how good they are as Fortnite players. I am not, and I repeat, I am not talking about how enjoyable or high quality their videos are. That's just not what I'm interested in. Additionally, I want to specify the criteria for who exactly classifies as a YouTuber. The rules I came up with were that YouTube needs to be their biggest platform, they must have over 750,000 subscribers, and they must play on PC. I apologize if that disqualifies your favorite creator, but I had to narrow down my choices. So with that being said, let's finally get into these rankings. Coming in at my number 10 spot is one of the biggest YouTubers on my list, Lachlan. Hailing from the capital of Queensland, Australia, Lachlan is a gaming YouTuber with over 3.5 billion views. He started uploading videos in 2013, and after small stints in both the Minecraft and Pokemon Go scenes, he's found a home within Fortnite. Regarding competitive Fortnite, he's actually found some decent success in there as well. Lachlan placed 7th in the Week 8 Duo World Cup qualifier with Mr. Fresh Asian, 23rd in the second week of the Duo FNCS with Radius, and 35th in the Winter Royale with Looter. On top of that, he actually qualified for the FNCS Grand Finals and has slowly been becoming more consistent as a solo player. Now, yes, I know OCE is not the strongest region and all of his teammates were top tier Australian pros, which makes it seem like they carried him. I'm not saying they didn't help out, because obviously they did considering how little he plays scrims. I just don't think you can completely discredit the man for placing so highly. So roast him all you want, but there's no denying Lachlan deserves a spot on my list. Moving on, the number 9 spot goes to another longtime YouTube legend, YoungChip. Also known as the Burnt Chip, YoungChip is a sketch, challenge, and comedy Fortnite YouTuber with over 3 million combined subscribers. He started his first channel in 2012, which focused primarily on FIFA videos, and moved over to Fortnite in Season 2. His most notable videos include Xbox to PC progressions and exposing his opponent's stats. As far as how he's placed competitively, he's actually done pretty well considering how difficult the EU region is. To be more specific, he placed 157th in the third week of the Solo World Cup qualifier and top 400 in the Week 9 one. Nothing too crazy, but $1,000 in earnings is not something to scoff at. Furthermore, YoungChip and his friend won a YouTuber-only tournament hosted by Texans just last week. To me, that's really impressive when you take into account all the other good YouTubers who participated and the fact that YoungChip played the whole thing out on 70 ping. So although the man does play with shadows on, please take them off if you watch this. He is easily one of the top 10 Fortnite YouTubers in terms of in-game skill. Next up, in my 8th spot, we're gonna go back to the OCE region to talk about McCreamy. McCreamy, as I'm sure you guys all know, is a Fortnite YouTuber that got his start in Overwatch. He would make comedy videos focusing on different heroes and their memes. Then, around the time of Season 4, he blew up in Fortnite after starting the XD clan. They would go for insanely unique trick shots, and McCreamy was seen as one of the best snipers in the game. When it came to competitive, however, McCreamy couldn't find his stride. He placed top 2,000 in the first week of the Solo World Cup, and then did not touch competitive Fortnite again until 5 weeks later. That was when he finished 70th overall in the Duos week and got his first bit of earnings. Fast forward to today, and he's recently picked up competitive Fortnite again, placing top 100 in numerous daily Duo Cash Cups. Could you imagine if he actually played scrims, or he didn't have 2 of his building binds on scroll wheel up and down? I legitimately think he could place. So while he jokingly says he hates competitive Fortnite, McCreamy undoubtedly has the talent to be one of the best Fortnite YouTubers. After that, at number 7, I have someone who also participated in Texans YouTuber tournament, LG Plu. As easily one of my favorite people on this list, Plu is probably the last person you would think would be on it. Reason I say that is because his videos are mainly about killing other streamers and filming their reactions, doing random challenges, and just generally goofing off with his friends. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I originally thought too until I looked at Plu's Fortnite tracker. Starting with the World Cup qualifiers, Plu placed in the money for solos twice. Additionally, he placed in the money for Season X FNCS trios once, and ended up top 400 in a bunch of Chapter 2 solo cash cups. Easily his most impressive achievement though is his 19th place finish in the first day of the Winter Royale. That alone netted him and his duo $1,200 in total and over 2,000 PR points. Not to mention, he placed over top tier duos like Mongrel and Benji, Nadehill and Funkbomb, and Mega and Dubs. So I guess all of those videos of Plu trolling people in their own customs paid off, because he has earned the title of the 7th best Fortnite YouTuber in the world. Speaking of LG or Luminosity, my 6th spot goes to my other favorite YouTubers so far, LG Kiwis. Kiwis, just like everyone I've mentioned so far, did not begin his career with Fortnite. Rather, he was a Call of Duty trickshotter that branched out into tons of different types of content within COD. I believe it wasn't until around December of 2017 when he finally swapped over to Fortnite, and let's just say, he did not look back. Kiwis began grinding out videos, improving as a player, and slowly becoming more involved in the competitive scene. His first event ever was the Fall Skirmish, where he placed 67th against a lobby of all pros. After that, he got his first taste of real comp success when he finished in the money during 5 separate weeks of the solo and duo World Cup qualifiers. Lastly, he earned money in the Season X FNCS Trios event, the Chapter 2 Winter Royale, and even placed top 70 in last week's Duo Daily Cash Cup. So even though I may be a little biased since Kiwi is my friend and he watches my videos, but he's easily the best player out of the LG house, and he's better than everyone I mentioned so far on my list. Halfway through, and the number 5 spot was technically spoiled by the thumbnail. If you didn't catch who it was, it's Nick830. Nick830 is a YouTuber and streamer on Twitch from Nova Scotia, Canada. He originally became known in the Fortnite community from his insane editing speed and ability to outplay his opponents. This was around the time where everyone thought Ninja was the best player in the game, and because of clips like this, Nick was the best and fastest editor. Now, the interesting thing about Nick is he really didn't compete that much. He played in the invite-only Fall Skirmish and then stayed away from any sort of tournaments until the duo weeks of the World Cup qualifiers. There, he placed in the money 3 different times, including finishing 123rd in the final week. Lastly, and most recently, Nick finished top 100 in a couple Trio Cash Cups, top 50 in 1 week of the Trio FNCS qualifiers, and top 200 in a boatload of Chapter 2 Duo Cash Cups. So, at least to me, it's pretty obvious Nick has the brains and mechanics to compete at a high level, which is why I'm putting him up so highly on my list. 4th up is a player I guarantee none of you will expect, but because he switched the platform he streams on, he technically meets my criteria for a YouTuber. The man I'm talking about is none other than Ninja. Formerly known as Ninja Cypher, Tyler Ninja Blevins does not need an introduction in my video. He has over 23 million subscribers on YouTube, had over 15 million followers on Twitch, and nowadays averages about 7.5 viewers on Mixer. That's a joke, by the way, please do not hurt me. Seriously though, Ninja was once the face of Fortnite. He played with Drake, met Jimmy Fallon, and averaged an insane amount of viewers. Competitive Fortnite, on the other hand, was a bit of a different story. Not because Ninja did not perform well, because he actually did, he was just never fully committed to playing comp. Still, he placed 2nd and 5th in the Summer Skirmish, 16th in the Fall Skirmish, and qualified for the original Winter Royale Finals. On top of that, he and Reverse 2K just barely missed out on qualifying for the World Cup, and they also finished 8th in the Squad FNCS Grand Finals. So while Ninja has moved on to other games, I simply had to include him on my list. Onto the top 3, and my 3rd spot goes to one of the quickest growing Fortnite YouTubers in the world, SypherPK. Unlike seemingly everyone else on this list, Cypher found his first big break within the Fortnite scene on Twitch. He would stream almost every single day, and was known for his insanely unique ways to kill his opponents, like trap towers. This obviously meant Cypher was a top tier player at the time, and as such, he tried his hand at competitive. During the Summer Skirmish, he placed top 10 in 4 different events, and in the Fall Skirmish, he finished 44th in the first week. Sometime after that, he was 2 spots off of qualifying for the World Cup in duos, and secured a position in the Chapter 2 FNCS semi-final heats. Finally, and most recently, Cypher placed 50th in the Duo Winter Royale, and 26th in the Week 7 Solo Cash Cup. In my own opinion, I think Cypher is very similar to Ninja, where he has everything a top player needs to. It's just unlikely he will ever fully commit to competitive. So hopefully he does prove me wrong and starts to play in future tournaments, but if he doesn't, he's still one of the best Fortnite YouTubers. Alright, well, if Cypher was number 3, who could possibly be above him? To me, it's gotta be the creative god, Sway. As the youngest person on my list, Sway is a veteran to the Fortnite scene. He first started playing all the way back in Season 1 on controller, and uploaded videos on it around the same time. However, it wasn't until around April of 2018 when his channel finally took off. He would make building 1v1 highlights, high kill gameplays, and skits, all while being on console. console. Fast forward to Season X, after Sway was a part of Chronic and blew up even more from joining FaZe, this was when he started to compete. In his first ever event, the Trio Cash Cups with Clix and Tfue, he placed 9th and 7th in front of over 100,000 viewers. To follow that up, he also started playing solo Cash Cups, where he placed top 100 3 different times and top 20 once. Lastly, Sway qualified for the FNCS Duo semifinal heats, and literally within the past month has won 3 Duo Daily Cash Cups. So as much as I joke around about how Sway is a creative warrior, the kid is an absolute beast with a bright future in Fortnite. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the award for the best Fortnite YouTuber goes to Mr. Fresh Asian. Freshy Boy, as Laserbeam calls him, is the definition of a grinder. He began his Fortnite journey in late 2017 and instantly went all in. By that, I mean he riskily dropped out of high school and made it his goal to reach the top. The craziest thing about this though was that Fresh did not come from a good background. His parents had just been divorced and he was living in one of the most poverty-stricken cities in Australia. Still, Fresh put his head down, grinded, and ventured into competitive. During the World Cup qualifiers, he placed top 20 in every single solo and duo week, and during Season X, he finished top 10 in almost every single event. From trio FNCS tourneys to solo Cash Cups, Fresh was consistently performing well. This success only continued into Chapter 2, in which he won a squad FNCS week, came second in the grand finals, and won his first solo Cash Cup after placing top 10 in like 10 ones prior. So although he didn't have the greatest showing at the Australian Open, there's no better Fortnite YouTuber in the world than Fresh. Overall guys, that's my list for the top 10 Fortnite YouTubers as of April 2020. Let me know what you think of my list as well as who I may have left out. Try to remember though, I had very strict criteria for who counts as a big YouTuber, which I mentioned at the start of the video. So if you enjoyed this or you learned something new, do be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Shout out to everyone using code JERIAN. My tip today is to make sure you stay up to date with my channel as I have something pretty big planned to give back to you guys. For now though, it's a secret. Otherwise, that's it from me and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.